When you get married, it's not just about you and your spouse, your husband or wife. There's actually a third party, and those are relatives or in-laws. So it is very important that when you get married, you are aware of this. And so even before marriage, if you're dating someone and maybe their in-laws or his or her family are not welcoming you well, or there is some sort of resistance, please sort it before getting into the marriage, because even in a marriage it will be there and maybe it might be worse. And now there might be children coming in, and again your children are also being affected by those funny, chaotic, erratic, weird in-laws. So I again appeared in the New Vision, Uganda New Vision of Saturday, July 9th, and I was giving my opinion again. I'm glad that I've appeared 3 times, I think now. Yeah, on Edge, is Edge just a number? On handling chaotic or erratic in-laws, and then the long distance marriage bit of it. Yeah, so today I'm just going to be sharing what I gave as my opinion towards how to handle erratic in-laws. Lucky enough, I'm so blessed that I have very good in-laws. They are literally my siblings as well. Well, I know them before. I knew them. I knew them before I got married. We were like friends, yeah, for quite many years. So it was easy for me to fit in, but also it's a welcoming family. You know, people are different anyway. So you find those things are common in certain families, and in other families they are not there. So they welcome me with open arms. I have great in-laws. Yes, so on this issue of handling chaotic in-laws, if you are a lady or a man and you are married, but your in-laws do not see you well, they don't maybe respect you, maybe they are chaotic towards you, maybe they are resistant towards you, or they just don't love you, like they bring it straight to you, like it's very obvious they don't like you. What do you do, or how do you handle such in-laws? Chaotic, erratic, yeah, nosy in-laws, those who want to poke their nose into your business. Like every time they want to be giving an opinion about your marriage, they talk about your spouse, like they throw negative comments at you, either you on their side or direct to your spouse. What would you do? Let me know if you have ever encountered such an issue, if you're married. And for those who are watching and they are single, please still watch this, because you never know the kind of family you get married in. Yeah, so one of the things you can do on handling such nosy in-laws, you know, is not telling them or disclosing information about yourself. Or as a couple, you agree and you don't tell them certain things. Like if you have plans, if you're constructing somewhere, if you have a business, as a couple, I believe you love each other, so you can agree on what to tell in-laws and what not to tell them. So giving them less information about you or about your plans can actually save you, because if someone has knowledge about something, if they know maybe your history or anything about you, they use it as a stronghold, gives them what to use against you, even if it is something good. A bad person says a bad person, they can use something good and use it against you. So carefully and wisely choose what to tell them. Number two is just being quiet. Let's say someone is raising their voice at you, you don't talk back. Just keep quiet. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's a sour pill to swallow, but you can just decide and choose to be quiet. Meanwhile, in arguments, if both of you are fiery, yeah, it becomes really hot. It's a heated argument and all. But if the other party is a bit calm and quiet and pretending as if what you're saying is not hurting them, then you looked at as a fool, you know. So you can ignore and keep quiet. You choose not to respond. You choose to still be respectful towards them, which is very hard, of course, because if someone doesn't respect you, doesn't like you, like at all, they're always throwing bad comments towards you, it's very hard to respect them. But you know, you just choose to do it, even if it's not from the heart. Yeah. And then the other thing is maybe you can stay far from them. Of course, as a couple, because I mean, when you're married, you can't be like, let me stay far from my in-laws, and you leave your husband or wife staying near them. So as a couple, you can choose. Go ahead of your marriage and all, you can agree and choose to stay far from them. Of course, sometimes work might cause you to stay near them, but if you are lucky and you don't have to, choose and plan on staying far from them, probably in a different district, because that gives you less times of meeting with them physically, like less interaction with them. The less interactions, the better. That's one way of handling. So, and then the other thing is definitely you as a couple. As a couple, you can agree that such in-laws, I mean, you two are in a marriage together and literally alone. Only that the third party really plays some role, really. So you can agree as a couple not to allow such relatives who are weird to sleep maybe over at your place. You can agree, even if you're to help them, you help them from afar. If you're paying school fees for their children or doing anything if they are sick, you do it from afar, from a distance. You can agree that they don't stay with you in your house. You have to choose each other as a couple. You have to choose peace, and you have to choose your marriage, over other things. Because you know what? At the end of the day by day, night by night, in a marriage alone, those people will eventually, maybe cool off. Or some, if they're old people, much older, eventually they might die. Of course, we are all going to die. Like if you're saying that, they will die, and you still go on with your marriage. 30 years into marriage, 50 years into marriage, they might not still be there to, cause chaos and all that. So it's about you choosing your marriage and your spouse over your in-laws. You've made vows to this person, before God and man. You've chosen this person out of many that you'd have chosen. So just choose your spouse over these weird in-laws who, can't seem to accept a person. Yes, but like I said, if there are red flags in a relationship, please try not to go ahead until things are sorted. Try not to get into the marriage until things are sorted. As a couple, you can talk about your feelings. Let's assume that my husband's side, the in-laws are not, treating me well or respecting me, or in any way I feel something is not right. You can choose as a couple, you can talk to your spouse and you agree maybe on a way of approaching such an issue. You agree because if they're on my side, I know how best to handle so and so. I know how best to handle my sibling. I know how best to talk to my uncle or auntie. So you sit down as a couple and agree on how to handle such issues. And then in front of your in-laws, if you have such kind of in-laws in front of them, you defend your spouse. Be on their side. Even if they're on the wrong, just be on their side to show your family that, this is my wife, this is my husband, I've chosen them. So I choose to be on their side. I choose to defend them, protect them, shame those haters. They're your family and all, but if they're not treating your spouse well, you have to come out boldly and clearly show it. Show your stand and build boundaries to protect each other as a couple. Yes, the other thing you can do is you minimize visits to them. Again, if you're staying near them, it's hard. I mean, you will still see them maybe on a daily, you will see them often, maybe at church, you go to the same church. But if you stay a bit far from them, that's much better. It's very easy and possible to avoid visits to them or seeing them physically. So you can choose in a year, see them once or twice, and you don't spend a long time there or many days there. These are some of the things that I think, and that was my opinion that I gave in. Yes, in that new vision. Let me know if there are other ways you can handle chaotic in-laws. If you're not yet married, it's important for you to know and expect such things. It can happen. There might be that one person for no reason, honestly. Sometimes actually people don't like you for no reason. Sometimes there's no reason at all. So it's good for you to know and be ready. If this is happening to someone kindly let us know in the comment section below what and how they've handled, so that we all learn from each other. This is a topic where I know it's common and it affects marriages, by the way, big time. So let's share in the comments and get to know what to do about such a thing. Kindly remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And if it was your first time watching this video, please leave a comment, like the video, share it with friends. Maybe one or 2 points that I've mentioned could be of help, and also subscribe. I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you in the next video.